going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So I want to step away from the news and usually whatever may be revealed that I would go ahead and cover and kind of make a different video today. But by the way, I do want to say that Miller is in his mode of digging through the files, so we could possibly be in for a treat in the next 24 hours. I know there has already been something he has revealed regarding Iron Man that a lot of people aren't really too keen on, but we'll see what else he is able to discover in these files. But I wanted to make this video for you guys who have been watching me for Marvel's Avengers for a long time or even recently. So also that I do actually have a second channel regarding entrepreneurship, starting businesses, and essentially side hustles as well. So I do just want to quickly throw that out there and just say that I would really appreciate anyone who is interested in that stuff to actually check out that channel and even go ahead and subscribe. I will leave that link in the description below, but that's something I do separately as well. So like I said, if that is your kind of thing and you have that entrepreneur mindset, then definitely go ahead and check out that channel. But what I really wanted to make this video about is addressing why I cover Marvel's Avengers a lot and don't really cover any games. So first of all, I guess technically we don't have any other big especially superhero games coming out at this moment in time. I mean, sure, of course we have Gotham Knights, but let's just put that game aside at this moment in time because the amount of info we have is still very minimal. But especially since it's been brought to my attention in my Discord group that loads of people that who were essentially fans of the game are now just bad mouthing the game and as a whole just offending other users as well. So that's another, I guess, story, but kind of ties into the whole situation of why I still really cover this game, you know, as frequently as I do. So if you've been here since the old days, and I'm talking way back to, for example, the Just Cause days, then you'll know that we've covered so many different games. But being honest with you guys, the reason why I cover this game so much is because I truly have a passion for it, and I feel I am one of the very few in the community in terms of a YouTuber that shed light on this game and essentially of course help our community, like I said, alongside a few other YouTubers. But when I say a few other YouTubers, I mean we are quite literally only talking a handful of us, and what's really interesting is we all have our own style covering this game, which makes things even more fun because you have other reasons to watch the other guys as well, from people like Lejeune especially getting really good builds, all the way to other YouTubers as well, just giving different perspectives of the game. So in terms of our community, it's great, but there's only very, I guess, few of us as a whole, and I think that's what makes us really important. And when I say us, I'm talking about every single person in this community, even watching those videos or interacting, whatever it may possibly be. This is really what makes this game and the community really special, at least in my opinion anyway. Now, to add to this more, out of all the games I have covered, I really see the light in this game, and I mean a lot. I mean, sure, there's been other games, right? For example, like Spider-Man PS4 was a great game. Spider-Man Miles Morales as well, right? But with Spider-Man PS4 and even Miles Morales, you know it's just great up until that moment. I mean, once you finish the game, you know that's basically it until the sequel, right? And we don't know when we're going to get there. You just kind of have to wait. But even when that sequel will come, you know it's going to be the same situation where you're getting really hyped up just to experience that single player story mode, and then it will last like a couple of weeks after that for you, and then it's basically done. See, whereas with this game, I really feel, as weird as it sounds, is almost like it's the golden egg, right? That we all know is great just at a first glance, but are super curious to know what's in store for the future, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And sure, like I said, whenever there is a new superhero game, I'll definitely go ahead and probably be very invested in that. I mean, again, putting Gotham Knights aside, but as of right now, I feel like this is my niche. I will cover it, but even things like with Spider-Man Miles Morales, when I covered that, there was still so many interesting leaks being dropped for Marvel's Avengers, which literally just kept grabbing my attention. And the cool thing about all of this is I know there are literally thousands of you guys that see the light for this game too, and are always invested in the info. And again, I mean, sure, you get people, and again, we could be talking about other YouTubers that essentially say, if if you cover this game, or if you cover this game, you know, consistently, you are indeed considered a shill of the community, which basically just means like you're essentially hanging off the game or the devs as a whole. Let's be honest, there are people that would just go ahead and jump on a bandwagon and then of course I guess just roll with that. And if that is you, then I guess fair enough, right? If that makes you happy and that's your kind of thing, then definitely just go ahead and I guess be you, right? But sometimes we even get small info either revealed or leaked, and it's always super effective to our community because again, it just gets us really hyped for that. But when we truly look at the overall situation of this game compared to the same game, right, that came out of course at launch, and how rocky it was, and basically the, I guess, storm that it faced, and then you look at where we are now with the game, I'd like to think we're in a good place with it, and that's again very super crucial because again, going down to the bugginess of the game and the glitches as a whole, all of these things are just super important because now, let's be honest, most of that stuff is just brushed up, so at least we can focus on getting new content in this game. So that's what I wanted to get off my chest. I cover this game so much because I feel passionate about its success, and I think as a community we're definitely able to drive more players just by showing them, you know, that hey, you know, we actually are invested in this game. And I think it also just shows the devs without looking at player numbers that hey, there are quite literally tens of thousands of people out there that are still looking forward to what this game basically has in store for the future, even despite all the bad comments. I mean, you get people that did of course badmouth the game since launch because of it being a buggy mess and so forth, but I mean, with the Cyberpunk situation, the meme going around is, you know, Marvel's Avengers wasn't really as bad, you know, at launch. But again, you can't technically compare those two games, but it's something that I wanted to get off my chest because like I said, I see tons of people more or less every day saying maybe it's time to stop covering this game. But I think basically when the devs pull the plug on this game, which I really hope they don't do, I think when they pull the plug, that would probably be when I stop covering the game because there'll literally be nothing to cover. And even if it was a game where of course it was a single player experience or even a multiplayer experience as well like it is now, but we knew we wasn't getting future content, like we knew it was going to be a situation where of course we just have to wait for a sequel for the game, then let's be honest, yes, it would probably easily, without a doubt, 100% would have been boring at this moment in time. But I think it's just overall the excitement of wanting to know what's in store, and when you know what's in store, how it's going to go down, how it's going to play out as a whole, and other directions that they can go with it. And if you really had to compare it to something else, I mean, look at Rockstar Games absolutely literally just rinsing GTA, right? But that's an example of online content that gets consistently updated and people look forward to what's in store. You know, besides if it was just a single player game, as fun as it is, you'd still have already been bored of it and really want a brand new game. But because of the online content, they can essentially just keep pushing and plugging things into that game until they literally decide to stop. But guys, that's going to wrap up this video here. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.